In my last video of this series, video 6, I brought your attention to some of the lies the Roman Church and her breakaway denominations propagate to scam their followers, targeting the weak and unlearned, using their emotions to gain control over them. As you know, there is even the Vatican Bank and other large monetary resources. This video, however, is to introduce to those aware of the difference between the human species and life, the real self, the opening of the books. So, let's start at the beginning. Most academics have a hard time understanding what nothing really is, let alone understanding it. Nothing is a paradox that is both nothing and something at the same time. If this were not the case, we would not be able to refer to nothing, neither would the word nothing exist in dictionaries. Yes, nothing is both non-material and non-dimensional. Let me explain. Visualize a confinement containing a vacuum. And inside the confinement is a drinking glass with nothing in it. Most would say either the cup is empty, or there is nothing in the cup, depending on the wording of the question. So, you see, we can see that there is nothing in the drinking glass. Even though nothing is non-dimensional, it can be dimensional, in this particular case within the confines of the drinking glass. Now let's put aside the written and vocal communications at this point, and rely purely on visual observation. Even in scriptures from the Gospel according to Matthew, in chapter 18, in verses 2 and 3, quote, "And Jesus called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven." These verses have been corrupted by the scribes. It refers to entering into heaven, but Jesus said, "No man hath ascended up to heaven." From the Gospel according to John in chapter 3, verse 13, quote, "And no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man, which not who is in heaven." But besides this, the important message is to become as little children, to enter the kingdom of God, and not the kingdom of heaven as written. The scribes have deliberately confused the kingdom of God with the kingdom of heaven to try and conceal the truth. Remember those very early books your parents may have got for you, which were picture books, without words? A picture is worth 1,000 words, and later you were given picture books, having pictures and words. The language of life involves pictures, having the following components: shape, including size, location, and color. Everything we experience is made up of these three components. Even touch, sound, smell, and taste involve these three components. But more about these later. Again, everything we experience involve these three components: location, shape, and color. It is important to understand that even the written languages on Earth are just stick pictures arrayed in the form of words, used as a visual form of communication. In the beginning there was nothing, and because nothing is both nothing and something, being a paradox, it was inevitable that it would become self-aware. And on doing so, searched outwardly, or away from its non-dimensional origin, to become aware of anything other than its source. In doing so, it experienced the first concept of dimension. As its observation was always an end on view, it soon became aware it needed a side view of the dimension, so it rotated the concept to display a side view, so it could examine it further. Self-awareness, discovered on the retraction of the concept, represented by the black line, inside view, the activity of awareness. Keep your eyes firmly fixed on the little cross on your left, and without moving your eyes, note the bright white light, trailing the receding black line, repeated here a number of times. The bright white light is the activity involving change. It is important to realize all is seen as concepts by nothing, and not to be taken as a theory. So, to write to the processing system of life, we merely introduce a shape, representing the subject title, which can be either an avatar, an environment, or a written language, in the correct location, size, and color, then remove it. By removing it, the man-child or core processor looks for an exact match, existing in a column of 10,000 layers, and replaces it, appearing in a visual range, outside the visual range of the experience. This is why you can't take a screen print, nor a photo of the presented image. But first we need to create a map, revealing the conceptual processing systems, stage, and understand the various geometric shapes outlining the many different registers. The conceptual processing system of life is in holographic form, like the presence of DNA is in every nucleus of every cell, in the human body or any other species. The processing system of life also uses holographic storage. Note, in the case of a hologram, the information about the points of the object is not localized, but is spread all over the holographic plate, so that when a hologram is broken in pieces, all its fragments contain the information of the entire image, though seen from a different point of view. The same is found in the cells of the human body. The same DNA is found in every cell, yet each cell differs from another, in that the toe looks nothing at all like the ear, etc. The same applies in the processing system of life. The overall information can be found in each register. A picture can contain 144 square registers, and in each of its registers is found to be the same image. In my next video of this series, I will reveal the horses mentioned in the Revelation, which are nothing at all like the animal variety. I shall also reveal the Good Shepherd and the Lamb, which are not in human-like form, as the churches falsely claim to their followers.